Hello everyone, welcome to Organolysis. So welcome to another session of the name reaction series. Now in this particular video we are going to discuss an important name reaction that is called McMurray coupling reaction. Now this name reaction is very much important for any kind of exam like from IIT JAM to CSI NET, GATE and all. Now this reaction is quite interesting and quite different from other reactions, right? So as you can see here, that is the name is McMurray coupling. So it's a kind of coupling reaction. Now the coupling reaction is basically, this reaction basically tells us that the olefination of from a carbonyl compound. Now olefination means we know that the alkene formation takes place during this reaction by using a carbonyl group, right? Now see that first substrate that we have written over here, that there is a two different kind of ketone, right? Now the R1 and R2 may vary. They can be alkyl, they can be aryl, or any hydrogen. This R1 and R2 basically alkyl, aryl, or hydrogen, right? So if there is a hydrogen, that will be called aldehyde. Now when we are using this this is as a substrate, and when we are using this condition, now the substrate, the reagent of this reaction is basically the TiCl3, titanium trichloride, or TiCl4, and you have to use a reducing agent. Now why we use this reducing agent and why we need this reducing agent, I will be discussing later on that topic. Now if you are using this one, then you are getting this isomeric alkene. Now the isomeric alkene is basically if they R1 or R1, these two R1 can be trans to each other, or these two R1 can be cis to each other, right? So that is why I am written over here, that is a isomeric alkene. Now if we have a ketone in a compound, that is basically your N, the N may be this CH2 unit may be 5, 6, 7 like that, and the N can vary 1 to 69, right? So you can see here that is a huge molecule you can prepare by using this McMurray coupling. Now this can be prepared if you are using this compound, that is a two diketone in the present in the same compound, and R1 R2 may be the alkyl, aryl, or hydrogen. The same condition when we are using, we are getting the cyclic alkene, that is called cyclic alkene. So this N can be vary from 1 to 69, and that is what it is, the overall McMurray coupling. Now see, that comes the mechanism. Now when we are going to discuss the mechanism of McMurray coupling is not entirely clear, but it is believed that it is composed of two distinct steps. Now what are the distinct steps? The distinct step is, the first one is the pinnacle formation, and the second one is the deoxygenation of alkene. Now I am written over here, the first one is pinnacle formation. This is your pinnacle formation, and the second one is deoxygenation of alkene, right? So this is the two distinct steps that we are using, that is by doing the mechanism of this McMurray coupling. Now see that when we are using this TiCl3, now you know that when we are using TiCl3, the oxidation state of titanium is 3, but we have to use the titanium in the lower valent condition, that is we have to use the titanium either in 0 or 2 like that. So from 3 we have to reduce this from 3 to 0. So that's why we have to use this reducing agent, that is maybe a lithium, sodium, zinc, or lithium aluminum hydride, or zinc copper couple. Now this can be used, any one of this reagent we can use for this reducing agent. Now when we are using this ketone, that is 2 equivalent, that is 2 moles, so we are using this ketone. Now we have to use the lower valent titanium. So why we have to use this lower valent? Because of we have to use this oxygen can coordinate with the titanium surface. So that is why we have to use this lower valent titanium center, as I am written over here, that is a mixture of titanium 2 and titanium 0. right? So when we are using this one, that is your titanium surface, that is in titanium 0, so that is why that is you can see here, that is your titanium surface. Now this oxygen can bind with the titanium surface. Now this can be broken in this way, and this oxygen can coordinate with the titanium center. Now that is why the both of these two ketone will broke like in this way, and that is how we can get this one. Now this is your pinnacle formation step. Just because if you know that how the pinnacle formation takes place, you can see over there when we are using a ketone and by using a magnesium, and you can get this kind of thing. So that is why it is called basically pinnacle formation. Now when we are using this, now you can see here there is a two radical formation takes place. Now these two radical can recombine to each other, that is called homocoupling. Now this homocoupling has very much important role for this McMurray coupling reaction. So that is why it is bonded with these two carbon center, and you are getting this kind of intermediate. Now this can be broken in this way, that is this bond can be broken in this way, and it can bonded like this. This titanium can bond this bonded with this oxygen, and you will get this titanium double bond O, that is your titanium this oxygen can bonded with this titanium surface, one titanium surface. Now you are getting this radical over here. Now this similarly this oxygen can do this same thing. So that is what you get, is you are getting this radical over here, and these two radical can recombine each other, and you are getting the final product, that is your this one. Now the another thing can be happened, I am already written over here, that is basically isomeric alkene. Now it can forms the isomeric alkene by a simple rotation. It can, if it is, this is a single bond, CC single bond, it can rotate each other. So if it rotates, you can see here this R1 and R2, this R2 and this R1 and R2 changes with R2 and R1, and this oxygen R1 and R2. You can see here that is R1 and R2 in the same place. If we changes it, then it will form a different one, that is your R1 and R1, R2 and R2, the same thing, right? So if we are using this one, so that is how we can get this product, that is we have this two isomeric alkene. Now and this is left from your system, that is your oxide coated titanium surface. Now you can see here, this is how we can write this titanium surface for showing this mechanism. Now the another mechanism is believed for this reaction is that is the carbene formation reaction. That is this overall mechanism proceed via carbene intermediate. Now let's see the mechanism involving carbene intermediate. Now same concept we are happening in this case, that is the oxygen bounded with this titanium surface. The same bond breaking like in this way. So if it is break like in this way, so this titanium is bonded with this oxygen, that is Ti double bond O, that is in zero oxidation state, and you are getting this carbene over here, that is CH2 carbene. Now these two carbene, this carbene can coordinated with this titanium surface. So if it is coordinated with the titanium surface, that will be called titanium carbenoid. Now this titanium carbenoid can react with the another ketone molecule that we have in this way. Now this can be broken in this way. If that is because you can see the Wittig reaction, the phosphorus oxygen, the oxyphosphatidine system can broke in this way, and you are getting the final product. Now from here we can also get the final product, that is your desired alkene, right? So that is basically called oxatitanocyclobutane ring. That is your ring. This ring can broken in this way, and that is how you can get this final product, that is your desired alkene. Now this is all about the mechanism for this titanium that is the titanium mediated McMurray coupling reaction. And then when you have to do in the exam, so you have to note some key points, you have to remember some key points to do this overall mechanism of this reaction. Now see, first of all you have to know that is the olefination of the carbonyl with a lower valent titanium, that is basically titanium 0. That is your, you can see here there is a olefin formation takes place, that is why it is called olefination by using a carbonyl compound. Now another thing is that this is a ACT process. Now what is mean by ACT? That is your single electron transfer. Single electron transfer, right? So this is your single electron transfer reaction. Now the another thing is that the pinnacle pathway, you can see here that is the pinnacle formation has been takes place, and that is how you can get that is why it is basically followed this pinnacle pathway. And another thing is that the coupling is possible between the different kinds of thing. If we have a aldehyde, then the coupling also takes place. If you have the keto-aldehyde, then the coupling also takes place. If you have keto-keto, then also coupling takes place. And another most important part of this reaction is the keto ester. If the keto ester has been present in your system, then also this McMurray coupling takes place. And there is a slight different way, so I will show you later that how this keto ester can form this follow this McMurray coupling reaction pathway. Another thing is that the sterically hindered. If we have a compound, if we have a substrate that is sterically hindered or strained olefin, now we can prepare that type of molecule by using this McMurray coupling pathway. So that is why this McMurray coupling is very much important, and this reaction is established in 1970s. So in the year of 1970s, this reaction is found. That the two scientists, and this McMurray is the main major role that he can prepare this reaction, right? So that is why this reaction is very much important. And we also show you that how the previous year question comes from different types of McMurray reaction, McMurray coupling reactions, right? So this, first of all, you have to know some examples, and that are important. Now we are using this, if we are using this kind of substrate, you can see here that is the 2-aldehyde is given, and you have given this TiCl3, and this is your reducing agent, that is your zinc copper couple, and this is room temperature. Now this interesting thing is happening over here, that is when we are using this condition in a room temperature, this reaction further beyond to this not further beyond to the alkene, it will stop in the pinnacle stage. So you can see here that is your pinnacle formation has been takes place, and it is stopped over here. It will not move further the alkene formation. So that is what it is, and you can get it in for 85% yield. So when we are using it, this reaction in the room temperature, then we are getting this kind of product. Now generally this reaction is used basically in the lower temperature or any high temperature, but if we are using room temperature, then we are getting this product as a major one. Let's see some another example that we have is this one. Now you can see here that is, if you have this kind of substrate like these two different you can see here two different type of aldehyde you have given, and same condition, that is zinc TiCl3, and it is, you can see here there is a lower temperature you have given. Now it is basically believed this reaction is not very much stereospecific and not stereoselective, but in some cases this reaction has been observed that the E-alkene is formed in a major way. Now same thing is happening over here when you are using the intermolecular reaction, intermolecular McMurray coupling, the E-alkene formation has been takes place. As you can see here, there is a E-alkene formation takes place. These two aldehyde coupled to each other, and you are getting this final alkene. That is it, E isomer. Now another thing, as I told you that the keto and ester, if we are using keto ester condition, then the McMurray coupling has a major importance role. Then you can see here there is a ketone is given, you have and you have ester also given. Then if you see the product carefully, then you can see that the only ketone is present, that there is no alkene formation has been takes place. Now how this reaction can explain? You can this reaction can be explained. You can see here, if we write in this way, that is this oxygen is bonded with this titanium surface, and this double bond, C double bond, as you can see here, this is your oxygen, this is your OAT. Now this oxygen is bonded with the titanium surface, and these two can bond it with each other, and if this titanium is bond, this oxygen can broke in this way, and finally you are getting this titanium oxygen bond free from the system, and this will form to each other, and after that the reaction that you get is this one, right? As you can see here, there is a radical, and this is your this is your OAT, right? Now this will form bond with this double bond, and it will leave from the system in this way. So that is how you are getting this C double bond over here, and this radical takes a proton from the source, from the reaction medium, and you are getting final product that you have is this one. That is, you can get an ketone by using an ketone and ester. You are not getting an alkene over here. So this one you are getting this as your major amount. So that's it all about the examples of this McMurray coupling. Now let's see some previous year question that have come in different kinds of exam. The first example that we have is the GATE 2015. Question says that the reaction of benzaldehyde and paramethyl benzaldehyde under McMurray coupling condition, that is TiCl3 and lithium LaH, that means lithium aluminum hydride, that's your reducing agent, and give us a mixture of alkenes. The number of alkene formed is. Now you have to this question came in NAT section. So this question came in NAT section, that is numerical answer type. So you have to put a number that we are getting from these two by using these two substrate. So first of all, you have to write the structure that we have is benzaldehyde, that is your benzaldehyde PHCHO, and another thing is this paramethyl benzaldehyde. Now when we are using this, so paramethyl benzaldehyde, this looks like this one. So this is your paramethyl benzaldehyde. Now both can form isomeric alkene, and that's are basically cis trans isomer. So if we are using these two, when we are using this intramolecular reaction, now it will form in this way like double bond. Now this is, first of all, this is your hydrogen. Now this is your cis one, this is your cis variant. When you are using this, so it can also form this trans variant. So this is your methyl, this is your hydrogen, this is your hydrogen. So this is your cis and trans. Now when another thing, you can easily predict the answer is 2, but you are wrong. One more thing is that these benzaldehyde can couple to each other, that is self condensation has been takes place, that is same self coupling, and this paramethyl benzaldehyde also form it as two isomeric, that is a cis trans. So it can also form this cis and trans, and this can also form it cis and trans product. So that is what you are getting 6 product, that is 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and then your final answer is 6. So that is what the tricky question it was. That is you can form this PHCHO, you are getting this product, that is PH, that is your cis one, and you are also getting, that is your PH hydrogen, that is your trans one. Similarly, you are getting as same kind of cis trans product from this self coupling reaction of paramethyl benzaldehyde, right? So this is your 6 is your correct answer. Now the next important thing is that this next question comes, that this ESI NET June 2016, they have given a first step that you have this kind of substrate, and first step you have given this H2SO4, concentrated H2SO4, and second step is PH2CO, and as you can see here, that is your McMurray coupling reagent, that is TiCl4Zn. Now first of all, you have to put a concentrated H2SO4. Now you have to prepare it for this substrate that undergo the McMurray coupling reaction. Now you can see here, this kind of substrate you have given, this is your hydrogen double bond NOH, right? So H plus is given, so this can take a proton, it can go here and it can leave from the system in this way. So if it is leaves from the system in this way, that is your double bond C triple bond N, like this you are getting this intermediate. Now this lone pair can push its electron, and it can go over here, it can go like this. So the product that you get from here is this one, NH, right? Now it can takes back like this, so that it can gain its aromaticity back. Like this you are getting this product NH, that is your NH, this is your double bond O. Now in presence of acid, it can hydrolysis, that is your imine hydrolysis. So in presence of acid, it is imine hydrolysis has been takes place, so that the product that you get is double bond O. Here you have double bond O like this. Now that you have given this one, that is PH2CO. This is your ketone that you have given, that is benzophenone, PHCO double bond PH, and TiCl4, as you can see, that is your McMurray reagent. Now then the McMurray coupling reaction takes place, and the final product that you get is this one. That is this one. That is this PH2CO can couple with this one, and that is how you can get an alkene over here, and you are getting the final product like this, right? So this is your final product that you get. This is your McMurray step. This is your McMurray step. So this is how the tricky and important question was, right? Now let's see the last question. Then the question is recently came in IIT JAM 2020. Now this question is very much important as well, and very much conceptual as well. So the question says that you have given this kind of system, this, and you are using TiCl zinc copper couple and HCl H2O. So you can see here, that is the first step that you have given is this one. Now you can see this is your McMurray reagent. So from here you have given 4 kind of options. You have to choose correct one. Now which one is your correct answer? So for this you know that if 1 mole is given over here, then another mole can react with this same molecule, can react with this system. So the same molecule, if it is react with same system, so this aldehyde and another same molecule of aldehyde can couple to each other, and you are finally getting this product, that is your alkene product. You know that the aldehyde can couple with each other by using McMurray reagent and form alkene. Now you know this kind of product has been takes place over here. That is your this one, that is the alkene formation is basically takes place over here. This is your OMe, and this is your basically double bond like this, right? So this is all about your first step, that is your McMurray coupling reaction. Now this group are intact. Now in the second step that you have given is HCl water. Now this step is very much important, and if you see any of the system that if you have given the enol ether, if you have enol ether, then this condition can hydrolyze this enol ether system. So as you can see over here, that is this part is called your enol ether. Similarly this part is also called your enol ether. Now these two enol ether will hydrolyzed. Now these two enol ether will hydrolyze by using this HCl water condition. So if it is hydrolyzed, the mechanism for it, as you can see over here, if you have this one, these bonds can go here, it can take a proton, so that you are getting this OMe plus. Now water can react here, and you are getting a ketone or substrate on any kind of ketone like this, right? So similarly you can get a ketone from here. So your product should be this one, that is double bond pH, right? So this is your overall product after these two conditions. The first step is your McMurray condition, and second step is your enol ether hydrolysis, and that is how you can get this product. Now let's find your answer. Now you can see here the option 3 is your correct answer. Now this is your actual product. Now the question is came for most probably 2 marks. Now this see the McMurray coupling reaction is how very much important, and for this entrance examination like CSI, NET, IIT JAM, like this, all those things, right? So I have covered all those topics related to this McMurray coupling reaction, and I hope this video is very much helpful for you and benefited also benefited for you. And keep sharing my videos in your friend circle as much possible as you can. And if you like this video, do not forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon to get the earlier notification from my channel. And that's it for this video. And if you have any doubt regarding to this McMurray coupling reaction, you can feel free to ask me in comment section, and I will try to answer all those questions, right? So that's it for this video, and thank you so much for watching.